Hi, boys and girls. We're going to continue with mummies, but first, let's review our sounds again. We have our words that end in D, G, E, fudge, wedge, grudge, bridge, edge. We have our words that are vowel G-E, rage, cage, stage, and we have our words that are consonant G-E, cringe, range, change, hinge. Let's look at our vocabulary words. Okay, we had mummies. Remember, those are dead bodies that are preserved to last for a long time. And then the next word is afterlife, and it's a compound word, after plus life. And afterlife is a term that the Egyptians used to talk about what life was like after you died. And normally they would think that the soul would go on, but Egyptians thought that you needed the body. So we'll find out more about the afterlife today. Let's continue reading. First, the undertakers cut open Khufu's body. They left his heart inside, but they took out his lungs, liver, stomach, and intestines. These parts were put into special jars with lids shaped like animals and gods. They would be placed in the pyramid along with the mummy. Next, the body was packed in natron. Natron is like salt. After many weeks in natron, Khufu's body was all dried out. Now the body weighed much less than it had before. The skin was like leather, hard and tight. Now I can stop and I can infer something here. The author has told us that the body dries out and weighs less than it did. I can think of a number of reasons it weighs less. All those organs were taken out, right? The undertakers then tore fine white cloth into long strips. They wrapped the strips around the mummy from head to toe. Priests in masks watched the work. They said prayers over the body. They placed magic charms and jewels between the strips of cloth. After the mummy was all wrapped, the undertakers covered it with sticky sap from trees. Once the sap dried, the mummy was as hard as a statue. At last it was time for Khufu's funeral. His mummy was put in a fancy coffin, and that coffin was put into another fancy coffin. Then Khufu's body was placed on a sled and dragged to his pyramid. A long parade followed. Priests said prayers, women tore their clothes and cried out loud. And we will listen to more tomorrow. Thanks for listening.